Hey guys, welcome back. It's Maverick here, and today we're watching another episode of Cells at Work Black. So, last episode we went for the liver, and well, we all know that the liver is important, pretty important organ in our body, right? Well, technically all of them are important. You can't really find a useless organ in your body. That's just not how it works, right? However, compared to the entire story, what's mostly interesting about this is in how much they have changed the anime from the original manga, right? Now, I'm not going to go too much into detail. I explained it at length in the last episode already during the musings portion. It's definitely a huge spoiler because I don't know if they are going to just shuffle some events around and then perhaps end this season in a similar way to how things went down in the manga. But in any case, all I can say is that at this point we have largely diverged from the manga, and who knows, maybe we will see an original anime ending. But in any case, let's just get into the episode right now and see what's up for this episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Alright. And I have to say though, like, I'm definitely not a big fan of the changes so far, but if they do manage to do a completely new and original ending, well, I guess I can applaud them for being daring and trying to do some new stuff, right? This guy. Like, manga viewers will know what I'm talking about. Like, you know, Red Blood Cell's friend, this guy. Huh? Oh, it's the, oh, okay, it's this one. Flawed because of the oxygen, yeah. Oxidization. Though actually, I can't quite. Let me think. Yeah, so they just changed around the events. Huh. Like the events of this episode definitely happen in this way. Let me put it this way. The events of this episode happened before the events of last episode in the original manga. Huh. Interesting. But anyways, oxygen, right? Flawed oxygen. And where does oxygen come from? And that is pretty much your answer to where we're going to and what we're concentrating on for this episode. Dun, 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 dun. Tachimukao. Alright. Get up. Wake up. Let's go. Caffeine. Cellular aging.
外線などが原因で増加する。
皆さんが不安なのもわかりますけど、誰かを責めるより細胞同士この世界のために助け合っていきませんか。
もういいよ。
Everybody just wants somebody to blame.
自分たちの働く世界のことだから。でもせっかく運んだ酸素が細胞たちを傷つけるものになってしまうなんて、なんだかやりきれないね。そうだ、そろそろ行かないと。あそこ。
ああ、新人赤血球の表彰式だっけ。めんどくせえよな。
What?
それでは発表します。より多くの酸素を運んだ今期の最優秀新人賞は AA2153 君。
What?
僕が。
あれお前のダチだろ。すげえな。
Huh.
いつも一緒にいるよな。ってことは
I actually... Okay, so, like I said, they are going for some anime original stuff.
もう知らねえからな。そうだ、いつも俺は早く外に逃げようぜ。
逃げない。逃げるわけにはいかない。
あいつの隣にいても逃げようとしてばっかりで、こんなにも差が。
おめでとう。
Yeah, this part I definitely don't remember from the manga.
そしてノルマを達成できなかった一部の残念な皆さん。赤血球になった以上、酸素を運ぶことが全てです。彼を見習い、頑張って酸素を運んでください。
Huh.
最優秀新人賞。君はどうだったの？こんな表彰式やめちまえばよかった。俺らの代にもあった。お前の自己満足のためにやってるんだろ。表彰されたやつらは嬉しいかもしれないけど、あらなたしない俺らみたいな持ちこぼれにとっては地獄だよ。お前の気持ちよくわかる。俺らの国は必死に働いてだ。
Yeah.
報われないよな。よかったら一緒に来ねえか。元気になれると思うんですが。
元気になれるところってのは。
来ればわかるよ。
Well, I mean, the episode already spoiled at its caffeine, so...
なんだよ、ノリ悪いな。そのうち来るさ。あいつは俺たちと同じ匂い。
Huh. This is really interesting.
ああ、
届け先は
頭皮の毛穴の皮脂腺。
一緒だ。
そうなんだ。別に俺なんかとスピード合わせなくていいぞ。最優秀新人賞なんだから。
やめてよ。あれは本当たまたまっていうか。
素直に喜べよ。すごいことなんだから。
ごめん。
いや、別に謝ることじゃねえけど。
毛穴円形脱毛症の時以来だね。元気かな、毛母細胞さんたち。
What's with the...
毛がない。
毛根が閉じてたり、細い毛ばかり。
毛母細胞さんたちも元気がなさそうだし。毛母細胞さん、お久しぶりです。
ああ、君か。円形脱毛症の時は世話になったね。
あれから毛は生えてないんですか？
ああ、ストレスによる血行不良で、むしろ抜け毛が進行して。
そうなんですね。
皮脂腺ってどちらに？
ああ、この上だね。あれに乗っていくといい。
I really don't... Oh, okay. I remember now. This one. This episode.
まだ上？
Or this chapter. But like I said, the entire award ceremony and stuff, I definitely didn't remember. But it's nice, right? So even as a person who already read the manga, I can still feel surprised by this.
何本か持つよ。
いいよ。
大丈夫。まだ余裕あるし。
いいってマジで。
無理しなくていいよ。
だからいいって言ってんだろ。
This is pretty Interesting. So they're really driving this. Huh. They're really driving this part of the character development home. So I do wonder if there's going to be something completely different for them.
活性酸素は赤血球の細胞壁を攻撃し、酸素を運ぶ能力を奪うとされる。
逃げよう。もう大丈夫みたいだ。
最悪だ。何なんだよ、まったく。
こっちだ。
ああ。うわ、油ぎってて汚い部屋だな。
すみませんね。
ああ、いらしたんですね。すみません、汚いなんて。
お気になさらず、本当のことなので。
皮脂腺細胞。毛穴の横にある皮脂腺内で分裂を繰り返し、皮脂を溜め込む。
酸素をお届けに参りました。
お手数ですが、そちらに一つと、あともう一つは外に取り付けてもらえると。もう皮脂腺がパンパンで身動き取れなくてね。
はい。これで大丈夫ですか？
助かり
I think it's pretty cool that they actually have
酸素を届けてもらえて。
最後の人
like these applications for them to put the oxygen in.
どれだけこの体に貢献できたかわかりませんが、なんとか務め上げることができました。お茶でもいかがですか。どうぞ一休みしていってください。
あ、お構いなく。
ほんと感謝してるんですよ。赤血球さんたちには立派なものです。体中走り回って。
いえいえ。あ、皮脂腺細胞さんはこれまでどんなお仕事を？
大した仕事じゃありません。ここで皮脂を溜めてきただけですよ。体を守ったり潤いを保ったりするためのね。
すごく大切な役割じゃないですか。
いえいえ、この部屋に閉じこもってただ皮脂が溜まるのをじっと待ってただけでした。
Well, we each have our
ようや
dogs.
く必要な量が集まりましてね。これでこの体の役に立てます。
そんなにたくさんの皮脂をどう運ぶんですか？
この袋を私ごと破裂させ体外に撒き散らすんですよ。
蓄積され巨大化した皮脂は皮脂腺細胞が死に至ると同時に破裂し、毛穴から飛び出して皮膚を覆う。
そんなことをしたら皮脂腺細胞さんは。
申し訳ありません。時間が来たみたいです。汚いところをお見せするわけにはいきませんので、そろそろ。
はい、行こう。
さて、せっかくの花道、活性酸素が出なければいいのですが。
Yeesh. Oof.
皮脂腺細胞さん。あれは活性酸素。
俺が届けたやつだ。
なんだこれに何しみる。
くせ。
頭頂部毛穴でノネナール反応あり、刺激臭が発生しています。
頭頂部毛穴の刺激臭。
This is the
カレー臭か。
old man smell.
皮脂腺細胞が放出した皮脂に含まれるパルミトレイン酸が活性酸素によって
So, if you ever think why old people seem to have a particular smell, it's because of this.
俺のせいだ。皮脂腺細胞さんが命をかけた仕事だったのに、俺の運んだ酸素がまた活性酸素になったせいで。
君のせいじゃない。活性酸素が増えているのは他に原因が。
お前はあるのか？運んだ酸素が活性酸素になったこと。
それはないけど、そんなのたまたまなだけで。
いや、結局そういうことなんだよ。俺とお前は違う。
ちょっと待って。
来んなよ。優等生は俺なんかと一緒にいない方がいい。
Huh, I do wonder. Now now it suddenly seems that it's. Yeah. Okay.
そんなに避けるなって。同 同じ赤血球同士助け合いたいだけなんだって。一緒に元気になろうぜ。
ここって
省庁さ。どこにいてもある程度効果はあるが、ここが特等席なんだ。どんだけ働いても褒められるのは一部の赤血球だけ。疲れが溜まっても誰も心配してくれない。そんな俺らを救ってくれるのがあれだ。
あれって
Yes, that. Not alcohol this time, though.
到達します。
またか。
これってアルコール。
Nope.
違う。これは天の恵みさ。
But yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, they changed this entire part as well. Huh. Yeah, so that's why I'm getting really confused about all this. Because again, this is not something that happened in the original work. Or it happened way differently. I do This is interesting though.
眠気覚ましや肉体疲労時の栄養補給用として販売されている飲料の総称。覚醒効果があるカフェイン、疲労回復、血管の拡張作用のあるアルギニンなどが含まれる。体力回復に効果的。
おい待てよ。
なんだお前か。久しぶりだな。
Long time no see.
そっちはなんか調子良さそうだね。
カフェインとアルギニンのおかげだよ。最近よく降ってるだろう。
確かにあれのおかげで疲れも減るし、仕事の効率は良くなったけど、効果がなくなるとちょっとだけ体がだるくなるっていうか。
そうなったらすぐに浴びればいいんだよ。
Oh, speaking of which.
浴びてるそばから速攻元気。
いいのかな。働いても疲れないなんて確かにすごいことだけどさ。
何が言いたい。
そんなうまい話があるのかなって。どこかに落とし穴が。
出た相変わらずの優等生発言。言われたろ、赤血球になった以上どれだけ酸素を運ぶかが全てだって。どういう手段を使って。
It's not like you can choose to not be sprinkled by this.
ほらみなぎってきた。じゃあな。
どっちだ。
まだこんなところにいたのかよ。ずいぶんちんたら運んでんだな。最優秀新人賞のくせに。
この辺静脈が入り組んでるから。
なんだ。
何事だ。鼻腔内の毛細血管が破裂。
Masoka.
セルバック部位より出血を起こした模様。
アルギニンを摂取しすぎると
So nosebleed, right?
拡張のため鼻血が出やすい。
Yeah, a nosebleed. And of course, nosebleed means blood is coming out. Yeah.
こっちだ。手を伸ばせ。
はい。大丈夫か。余裕だよ。お前の助けはいらねえ。
ほら何してる。早く。
さあこっちだ。急いで。ダメだ。力が入らない。
Because of the caffeine. It's wearing off.
だるい。効果が切れちまった。
カフェイン中毒。カフェイン自体が持つ神経毒性によって引き起こされる。
I wonder if people are going to be affected by this episode and drink less coffee instead, or take less energy drinks.
あいつ浴びすぎたんだ。カフェイン、アルギニンを。
頼む。カフェインを。アルギニンをくれ。誰か早く。
今はそんなこと言ってる場合じゃ。
諦めろ。もう助からない。
そんな。
お前が言った通りになっちまった。 何をやってもダメなんだ。いつも先に逃げ出してお前の足ばっかり引っ張って、俺だって生きてる価値が。
諦めるな。生きてる価値のない細胞なんていない。少なくとも僕は君がいたから負けないように頑張ろうと思った。君がいたから逃げずに立ち向かえたことだって何度もあるんだ。赤血球が一人でできることは限られてる。
Yeah, every guy needs a bro.
君が必要なんだ。
Right? A good friend beside him.
大切な仲間が。
叫んだよ。いつもそうやって正しいことばっかり言いやがって。お前のせいでもうちょっと行きたくなっちまってるじゃねえか。
もうちょっと。
What? Oh. 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 Seriously?
すげえ生き上がってんじゃねえか。最優秀新人賞のくせに。
まだそう。
Wow. Damn. Really?
青春気取ってんじゃねえ。作業の邪魔
Hey.
はい、すみません。
Right, go repair the nosebleed.
仲間大切にしろよ。
Wow. Wow. Like I said, they are going completely
ただそろそろ
anime original.
行こうぜ、いつもんとこにさ。
すいません、お断りします。
でも
じゃ、配達あるんで。
It's like,
配達があるからこそ必要なんだろう。
今の俺に必要なのはカフェインでもアルギニンでもないんすよ。
なんだよ。
それは恥ずかしくて言えないっす。
a friend. Ah, that bromance. Wow. I can't believe they actually... Well, okay, actually, I think it's too early to say. Ah, there's so much I want to say about this. I'll see you guys after this. Okay, that was it with Cells at Work Black. I did take a quick look at the preview of the next episode, and, well, I think things are still going to go pretty much as planned. Although, like I said, a lot of stuff has already been changed from the original anime, after thinking about it a little bit, this episode did indeed happen only after the events of last episode. But again, there is one huge difference in all of it that, that is really... making this, you know, it's really weird for me because, you know, a lot of the characters that are involved and so on and so forth are completely different from that of the original manga. So that's why I'm getting a little bit mixed up here. But, you know, the general idea is still the same, right? The places that they go to, the various different organs, the various different cells that they meet is still the same. This episode is indeed still talking about, you know, old man smell, you know, that old people smell, actually, I think you should say. You know, it's not a myth or anything. Yes, it is true, and, you know, even though it's definitely not something that you normally want to say to others, but, I mean, if you've been near your grandparents or whatever, you probably know what this smell is, and it's just unfortunate, right? And, I certainly hope that when I turn old, I will, at that point... we will be medically advanced enough to avoid these kind of situations. I don't like, generally speaking, you yourself would never smell it, right? You don't know your own smell. It's actually quite ridiculous how, you know, we get accustomed to our own smell and whatnot. But anyways, that aside, to me, really the biggest point about this is in the development of the red blood cell's friend, right? And I guess this is considered a minor spoiler, but since we're already past the point in the manga, we can talk about it anyways. And that is, in the manga, they actually show a lot more, you know, how the other dude takes, you know, he's always constantly looking for ways to slack off. He is actually, how should I say it, pretty. He does that often, right? He actually slips out of work and, you know, just goes to somewhere where there's nobody and just takes a nap or something like that. He is that kind of person, right? And so that gives it a bit more context in terms of this episode and why they're saying, oh, he feels that he's inadequate to this, like, role model friend of his, right? And why the other, I guess you could say, bad influences are saying to him, like, hey, you're one of us, come be with us, be like us, you know, you're not actually, you know, I mean, it's pretty easy to understand here, right? And I do feel like this is a common situation in real life as well, especially through the school years and whatnot. You know, your best bro, you know, they might be doing something really good, or maybe vice versa, and then you're just like, but I just, you know, I don't care about all that because, you know, we're friends, right? I did like that, actually. I did like that they developed this part a little bit more. It definitely wasn't as developed, I feel, in the manga, but they needed the context for it. Otherwise, it kind of seemed out of nowhere, right? But anyways, the context is that the friend of Red Blood Cell is a slacker, and, well, you know, in this one, he tried to push along, and hey, potentially he might not be slacking off anymore and is going to walk the path of Red Blood Cell, right? And become a role model and all that. Though, of course, there is still a kink in the works, right? And so, anyways, just like last episode, because of this big divergence and because this is considered major spoilers, spoiler finger will come out if you do not want to be spoiled. And once again, I'm saying this is actually a really big spoiler here. Do not continue watching until I put my finger. Do not continue listening, you know, mute it or whatnot until I put my finger down. So, anyways, for manga viewers and whatnot, you would already know, and if you listen to my last episode as well, you would already know what I mentioned about how there's actually two bodies that they were in, that Red Blood Cell was in, the story was in. So the first body, actually including the friend of Red Blood Cell, actually died already. Actually, let me rephrase that. The events, if I remember correctly, is the friend of Red Blood Cell died first. They never went through, you know, this sort of thing where it was like, oh, I want to be better, I want to be more like Red Blood Cell or whatnot. Or maybe they did. I mean, if they did, do correct me, because, you know, my memory is a little bit hazy, but I don't think I remember, you know, it definitely didn't happen, right? Because the events of this episode, the caffeine episode, and the events of last episode, the liver episode, only happened after the main Red Blood Cell and the main White Blood Cell were blood transfused into another body, right? So it's completely different here, and I don't know if they are going to having an original ending here. And what made me really so surprised in this episode is that they were going through this entire thing with the friend of Red Blood Cell, and yet at the very end, I was like, oh, is this how he's going to go out, right? Because he did die in the original manga, and yet, you know, he managed to get a burst of strength and was pulled back and continues to live on, and in fact is starting to go upwards, right? Have a positive loop to his life now. However, looking at the preview of next episode, that is when shit hits the fan, and I believe that is the scenario where the friend of Red Blood Cell actually dies, right? So if that is the case, then maybe, you know, ultimately this is unavoidable, and instead they are trying to make it into a sort of situation where they give you false hope first, and then bring you down, right? And that would be honestly, that would be pretty awesome of them as well. Like, I know that sounds a little bit heartless, but I feel like it would indeed be better if they sort of developed this character a lot more and focused on the friendship between the red blood cells and whatnot. And then we have the sudden death scene and the despair and so on and so forth, and everything turning to shit, and then really the low point of the original work, right? I feel like that would actually make a pretty logical transition there, but we shall see, right? Because again, because they changed so much through this, I don't really know if they are still going to go through this entire transfusion thing, the near death experience for the original host and whatnot. We'll have to see about that, right? So, anyways, that's pretty much all I want to say in terms of the spoiler portion. All I can say is, there are some really major things that are happening right now, and we'll have to see for the next few episodes to see if it's going, like, what track it is actually going to be on. Because right now, it's like the timelines have diverged a little bit, and yet they're still sort of running parallel to each other. It's kind of like this, right? Is it going to actually turn into something like this? Or is it more something like this, right? Like, not quite on the same line, just diverged a little bit, but still mostly the same. Or are they going to go completely two different directions? We'll know in the next two, I'd say we'll know in around the next 2 episodes. Anyways, that's it for now. Thank you guys, and I will see you guys next time as well. Stay tuned, and bye-bye.